God, CupofRobots, thank you so much for the host. Oh. What would we do without you, CupofRobots? Oh my God, my phone is playing in the background. That's cool. Oh God. DJ's gone. It's gone. DJ has lost power. And it won't be back till tomorrow, or so he says. So he says. So it looks like it's just you and me. Out here in the ether. Out here in the ether. Look, it's us. I had this window up because I wanted to talk about some stuff. And I was going to pull up TikTok and I was going to say, don't do this shit on TikTok. But then I realized TikTok's desktop application is a piece of garbage, and the only thing that you can search is users. So whatever. Listen. If DJ were here, this would be the time that he said, hey, this show is rated 18 plus, and if you're an adult and listening with children around, do the responsible thing and wear headphones, hopefully, preferably Astros, and blah, 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 because kids can't hear what we're about to say because we're gonna get raunchy. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna say the opposite. I'm gonna say, let your kids listen. Let them listen. Because I want them to know about the weird butt stuff their parents do in the room next to them while they're asleep. That's right, Timmy. You're nuzzled up, all nice in your bed. Dreaming of sugar plums or whatever the fuck. They're doing weird butt stuff next to you. And I'll tell you why they're doing weird butt stuff. You know why they're doing weird butt stuff? Because you're such a goddamn nightmare that there's no way they want to have another one. So now there's butt stuff happening in the bedroom next to you while you're asleep dreaming of sugar plums. And it's your fault. It's your fault, Timmy. I know there's something that DJ wanted to talk about this week, and that is trying to educate people about stuff that doesn't need to be educated about. Listen, I know that we're all striving to find new ways to get attention. Okay? I'm a cat. You know? And I hope you notice me. But we don't need to go making up words. Histories. Okay? We all know that sus is suspect. Right? It's short for suspect, suspicious, all this. It's not, it never once has ever meant anything against, or it's never been a slur for anything. Ever. So we don't need people going around saying, oh, you know, just so you know, we can't say sus anymore. It's offensive to the gay community and da 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 da. Nope, go fuck yourself. As our powerless friend DJ would say. That's not a thing. If you want some context or an example of what is actually a thing, Google the word geek. That word's meaning was wildly different than what it is now. It's true. So it's still February, I think. Is it still February? I think it's still February. Oh, Gene Park's cat. Look at that. Ah! Which means we're still talking about content and you. And what you can do to make better content. And I think this is a good idea. This is a good time. What I need for you to do, and this is why I had TikTok up earlier, but it doesn't work on desktop to search topics or hashtags. There's this whole food hacks thing going on lately on TikTok. It started with somebody flipping a grilled cheese by putting a spatula into the pan over the sandwich and then flipping the pan instead of flipping the sandwich, as if the flipping of the sandwich is difficult. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, look at this. I'm gonna need you f***ing Zoomers to not call everything that you find out that's different than the way things normally are done as a hack. I'm gonna need you to stop that shit. Okay? Just because you flip a grilled cheese the opposite direction by flipping the pan instead of the grilled cheese does not make it a hat. It makes it extra. Just because you learned how to make a perfectly fried egg with a soft center over medium doesn't make it a hack. It just means you learned to cook an over medium egg. The shit is obnoxious to me, and I have content planned for my TikTok channel. I have some of my own food hacks that I would like to share with you guys. So look out for that. Cup of Robots on TikTok. So today we are drinking just a vodka and soda. You know, I couldn't get too crazy. I knew DJ wasn't going to be here. May he rest in peace. A nice, relaxing glass of vodka and soda. Squeeze a lemon. And I will tell you this. I actually, on TikTok, I saw somebody claim to have a food hack. And I thought it was interesting enough to try. You just take a wooden skewer and you poke it into the end of a lemon and then poke a hole into the other end of the lemon. And then you squeeze the lemon juice out of the lemon. That's all you do. And it's awesome. And it's less messy and you don't have to dirty up a cutting board or anything to cut your slice of lemon, and you're not going to get any pulp in your drink that way. It's fantastic. And this is an ASMR episode, so here you go. Okay, I know I've been mean to the audio audience, to the Spotify audience for the past couple weeks, and that's a little something. That's a mea culpa right there. There you go. That's for you guys. That's something that I wanted to do for you. What I want to do right now is we're going to look at some gaming news. We're going to pull up Polygon because they always have good stuff to say. They always have good stuff to say. You know what? Microsoft announced new headphones, wireless headphones this time, that use Dolby Atmos for $99. This is so much better than their $99 piece of shit wired headphones. You could always hear somebody, you could always tell somebody who had those because you would hear everything happening in their headphones through their mic. It was horrible. Now these they actually kind of look dope, but if they can't isolate the noise leakage. What was that? What was that diet pill that had a side effect of anal leakage? Also, potato chips did. Lay's potato chips that were made with some oil substitute had a side effect of anal leakage. Whatever. The sound leaking from those headphones, if they can be fixed, that'd be a hell of a deal. A hell of a deal. And you don't need a dongle, you don't need anything. They just sync up with your Xbox. So, you PC gamers and PlayStation gamers. Oh. So when you look at nerd news, all you can see is WandaVision. You guys want to talk about WandaVision? Let's talk about WandaVision. I'm just going from topic to topic because I got stuff on my mind, and I want to talk about it. WandaVision is the best damn show on TV right now. Okay, you need to watch it. And it's hard to talk about it and not give away spoilers, but I think it's gonna create the biggest crossover ever. And know what I think? I think it takes place in the X-Men universe. I really think it does. I think it takes place in the X-Men universe. From Fox. And we're going to find out soon. You're going to find out soon. If you don't have Disney Plus and you have Xbox Game Pass, you can claim a free month of Disney Plus. My suggestion would be #GamerHacks, life hacks, free stuff hacks. Wait until WandaVision is complete in the middle of March and then claim your free month and then binge that shit. And then you'll also get the beginning of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So you can do that. Let's talk about Avengers PS5 and Series X release dates. March 18th. Oh, okay. It's important to note that not only will those who own Marvel's Avenger PS4 and Xbox One be able to upgrade to the next version for free, the game will support cross-generation play between PlayStation and Xbox consoles, and players will also be able to transfer their saves between versions. Marvel's Avengers on PS5 and Xbox Series S will feature upgraded visuals and frame rate, significantly faster load times, improved destruction, and heroic detail. On PS5, there will be unique haptic feedback for each hero that will be felt when using the DualSense controller. Fuck your DualSense controller. It's exciting though. I never finished that game, and I was just thinking today that I need to get back into it.
I think it's a good idea.
I want to know how you guys feel about Rian Johnson as a director on Star Wars. I know it's very polarizing. I think The Last Jedi was fantastic. I like Rian Johnson's visual style. I'm excited to see a trilogy from him. But outside of the constriction of being about the Skywalker family, I think if he was just given the reins to the Star Wars universe and let free, I think it would be great.
I think it would work very well. It'd be very fantastic. It'd be very tremendous.
God, Mandalorian. Here's something. The Cara Dune situation, which I guess leads into cancel culture and blah, 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 blah. So a lot of the cancel culture stuff I always disagreed with, because a lot of it, excuse me, a lot of it was based on hearsay or just opinions, or just I don't like a tweet that they said, and then they get dragged through the mud, and it gets so bad that they have to delete their Twitter account or whatever. I feel like as a society we've honed our cancel culture targeting systems. It's not as egregious. Do I think Gina Carano's canceling was appropriate? I'm not sure. Do I think what she said publicly was shitty? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Do I think she would have been fired by Disney and her figures be discontinued by Hasbro if there wasn't such a tremendous cry from social media, from the cancelers, you know? Probably not. Probably not. This cancel culture puts corporations in an awkward situation because they make so much noise that the corporation can't ignore the noise, right? You basically have to react to save face, which is really shitty. Like, you can't make... I can't imagine the pressure that puts on celebrities, right? Because we talk about mental health all the time in the Twitch community and in the streaming community or the content creation community, whatever. Can you imagine what their mental health is like, knowing that, oh my god, what's out there? It's like streamers on Twitch worrying about getting DMCA'd for something from 2015. Like, oh my god, do I have something out there that has music or something? Oh my god, am I gonna have to just like everything that I did since then is gonna have to disappear and da 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 da. You know, take that on a extrapolate that, and think about how these celebrities must, what they have to go through. I mean, it's just ridiculous. What's up, King Billy? And I can sympathize with that pressure. Obviously, I'm not anywhere near the size of any celebrity at all, but you still feel that pressure that oh my God, did I say the wrong thing? Am I offending somebody? Who am I not offending? Like, how do I skirt the boundary, like the boundary of being snarky but not too offensive? A little offensive, not too offensive, you know. King Billy, we're talking about cancel culture and the latest fallout and how cancel culture has changed since it began a few years ago, when people just lost their damn minds aggressively over everything, and then people were forced to abandon their careers and their families were affected, and there's death threats and there's all this. I mean, the internet is a horrible damn place. My co-host DJPDX Blue is not with us today because he is out of power, and I hope he's doing well. Oh, and here's a thing. Here's a thing that I would love the opinion of the masses on. Scorsese? Yeah, Scorsese content. That should be enough to get it. So Martin Scorsese is sick of calling movies content, and film buffs are rooting him on. And I kind of agree. We can't just call everything content. Just because you go live and you stream and you play a video game, it's not content. It's you sitting there playing a video game. I feel like you have to separate content and feature films, and there's a bunch of stuff in between there. You can't call a film content. Maybe you can. I don't know. Is it a situation like every bourbon is a whiskey, but not every whiskey is a bourbon? Or is it, or is it just completely like content isn't even remotely related to feature films? Let's see what Scorsese had to say. Martin Scorsese riled up a lot of Marvel fans with his comments that the MCU is not cinema, but the Oscar-winning filmmaker is now turning his ire to a much larger trend in Hollywood, the labeling of films as quote-unquote content. In a new essay for Harper Magazine, reflecting on the career of Federico Fellini, Scorsese lamented how the new era of streaming has made the dreaded C word far too common in discussion of movies, particularly within the film industry. Quote, as recently as 15 years ago, the term content was heard only when people were discussing the cinema on a serious level, and it was contrasted with and measured against form, he wrote. Then, gradually, it was used more and more by people who took over the media companies, most of whom knew nothing about the history of the art form, or even cared enough to think that they should. To him, the term content is now a business term for all moving images, whether it is The Irishman or any of the millions of TV shows, features, short films, or documentaries that are listed alongside Scorsese's latest film on Netflix. In his words, content could refer to a David Lean movie, a cat video, a Super Bowl commercial, a superhero sequel, a series episode. While Scorsese acknowledges that the rise of streamers like Netflix and Apple TV Plus have allowed him and other filmmakers new opportunities to make movies, he is concerned that by piling millions of programs and films into a streaming service and then just relying on a computer algorithm to present a select amount of that content to a viewer, films from some of the greatest directors ever could easily get lost in the shuffle, becoming devalued as a new generation becomes less exposed to those classics because of the overwhelming selection on offer. A few exceptions he points to are curated streaming services like Mubi and Criterion Channel, as they present films to users on a hand-picked menu rather than having a computer do all the work. We can't depend on the movie business, such as it is, to take care of cinema. In the movie business, which is now the mass visual entertainment business, the emphasis is always on the word business, and value is always determined by the amount of money to be made from any given property, he warned. In that sense, everything from Sunrise to La Strada to 2001 is now pretty much wrung dry and ready for the art film swim lane on a streaming platform. We have to make it crystal clear to the current legal owners of these films that they amount to much, much more than merely property to be exploited and then locked away. They are among the greatest treasures of our culture, and they must be treated accordingly. While Scorsese's latest thoughts prompted some grumbling on social media from Marvel fans, many other praised the filmmaker for his lifelong devotion to preserving cinema and its value as an art form, while some argued that streaming has helped make the films of directors like Fellini and Kurosawa more accessible than they have ever been. Scorsese is set to begin shooting his next film, Killers of the Flower Moon, for release later this year. Leonardo DiCaprio, Edward Niro, and Lily Gladstone will star in the film about the murder of a dozen Native Americans in Oklahoma after oil was found on their ancestral Osage lands in the 1920s. The investigation into the murders became one of the federal cases taken by the FBI. I have to say, I agree. I agree with Scorsese that we can't just call everything content, and it fits well into the Next Level's theme on February of Content and You, and that what you're doing while sitting in front of a computer is not content. You don't get to call yourself a content creator if all you do is stream yourself playing video games in front of the, you're not creating content. You are experiencing somebody else's content that they created while sitting in front of a camera. What you're doing is a dumbed down version of a reaction video on YouTube. DJ! Hello, I hope you're warm, my friend. I hope you're warm. I just Googled your name and image searched you, and this is what came up. And I'm a cat. Or not a cat, depending on the meme. But I figured if you're not going to be here, I would just be a cat. And once again, fuck the audio listener. It's 55 in the house. That's perfect sleeping weather, man. You're going to feel super rested. talking about Scorsese and how he said that we need to stop calling movies content because it's getting like rolled into everything. And I think it's the same thing with streaming. You're not a content creator. You're not making content. I'm doing angry air quotes, but you can't see my pause right now. All you're doing is showing yourself consuming somebody else's content, and you don't get to call yourself a content creator. Sorry, but you can go yourself. Oh yeah, there were some GIFs too, but I couldn't download them to where they would play on this. I feel like to call yourself a content creator, you have to make original content that is entertaining and consumed by people, and that is not just you sitting there playing a video game. Just because Twitch exists does not mean all of a sudden you're a content creator. The platform doesn't make you a content creator. You make yourself a content creator. Gotta save battery. Miss you, buddy. Stay warm, man. I hope your power comes back soon. It's just not. If I, it's like if I played, if I watched a movie live on stream, like if we did a watch party on Twitch, I wouldn't then call myself a filmmaker. I would call myself a consumer of film. Maybe if I was trying to gussy up a resume. What do you do for a living? I'm a consumer of cinema. Just watch movies. It's gotten out of control. It's gotten out of control with people claiming that they're doing something when they're not. You're playing Call of Duty, you're not making content. Now, if you were doing ridiculous challenges and playing the game outside of the normal way that it's played in order to entertain an audience outside of yourself, then I think that could be called creating content. But not getting mad dubs in Warzone. Not cranking 90s in Fortnite. That's what I have to say about that. I think the idea of the way, I think the pandemic has done a lot of things about the way, about, you know, it's changed the way that we look at the world. It's changed the way that we look at a lot of things. And it's definitely going to change the way we do business. Even from the mere fact that like office space is no longer needed, you know, for these corporations. They just were forced to recognize that people can work from home just as well. In fact, they probably are more productive at home. In fact, I believe there was a study that said people are more productive working from home during the pandemic than they have been. Because of the lack of commute, because of the ability to take a break when they wanted, because of the lack of pressure of being in front around people in the office. People are happier to work at home. I know my wife is. So now all this office space isn't needed, right? So this is the pandemic has accelerated a process that was already in motion, right? Eventually, this is where we're going to go. We've just gotten there faster, which I think is fantastic. But it's also accelerated the loss of the big box store, right? We've said for years that Amazon was killing retail, physical retail, and I think we're seeing that more now than ever. As these big box retail stores try to adapt to being in a world of delivery only, where Amazon had a big head start on that, right? But they have their own issues, and that they have to worry about the health of their warehouse workers, and it's a whole big problem. But the point is that we are looking at things differently than we ever have before, and that includes content and what is classified as content, and who is classified as a content creator, and who is just a streamer, and who is this and who is that. And I think now is as good a time as any for people to look at themselves and their content, quote unquote, that they make, and really try to niche it down into something. I get asked all the time, like, how to grow their channel more, or how to make, people think they can just go live and play games and that's it. That's all they need to do. And they're like, well, why isn't it working anymore? And I think with Twitch specifically is that it's not, Twitch is rapidly going away from being a gaming centric platform. Most streams on Twitch are just chatting streams. That's the most popular category on the service. I think maybe beaten by Dota 2 somehow. And I think that's really hard for people to cope with, especially the folks that came over from Mixer, who were like, we play games. That's what Mixer was. It's games. And now they don't find the same growth, and they have to incorporate new content strategies about, starting with just chatting and staying just chatting for a good hour, and also streaming simultaneously on TikTok or Instagram or something like that to bring new people to their Twitch channel, because Twitch still doesn't have a algorithm. And it's definitely been a year of adaptation. Whereas the inverse is that if you go to Facebook gaming's in the name, and for example, with them, to keep your partnership, you have to lead the month with 20 hours of gameplay streaming. But they just added a hanging out category, which is their just chatting category, but that streaming in that category doesn't count towards your 20 hours because it has to be gameplay. And if you don't hit that 20 hours in the month, then you're at risk of losing your partnership with them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the content creation landscape coming over the next year. Even Trovo, I've been watching Trovo because it has a great UX. It has a great user experience. It's very efficient. It's very It's very clean. And it works really well. And I really do think if Trovo can keep up their funding or whatever, if they can stay around and stay relevant, I think it would be worth keeping an eye on them. They have a very Mixer vibe and how it feels to experience streams on their platform. And I think it's a good thing. We'll see what Glimish has to offer. I really don't know what the hell Glimish is going to be. I mean, how many places do we need to where people just want to sit there and play video games? I think we'll see a mass amount of people who are smaller that can't figure it out or just don't want to do anything more than stream games. They don't want to make YouTube content or TikTok or Instagram or anything like that. And they just want to play video games and have people show up. I think those are the people that will populate these smaller streaming services, like Trovo, like Glimish. I don't know. I mean, there will always be a place for people to play video games online in front of people. There will always be a platform like that, but I think Twitch is not going to be that. I think Twitch is moving much more towards the just chatting, podcast kind of content, the IRL content, things like that. It's actually reverting back to Justin TV, is what I feel. And I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing, because I do think Facebook Gaming has potential to give Twitch a run for their money. And I think they would have a bigger chance to give Twitch a run for their money if YouTube wasn't stepping up so much lately. YouTube has been pushing out updates for their streaming platform, for their live streaming platform, at a crazy rate. And I actually took a look at it a couple weeks ago and was shocked at how easy it was to. I actually accidentally went live because they took so many hurdles out of the going live process on the YouTube platform. And their algorithm is second to none. And with clips being enabled on YouTube streaming, combined with shorts, massive channel growth and income potential with ad revenue. Just massive. I think it's unparalleled. Facebook is not far behind. They just have a few kinks to iron out. And they're not the fastest moving Goliath. If you're just starting out and you're making content, I would say my best advice for you is to not strive for Twitch affiliate. If that's what you're starting, if you're starting with Twitch, don't go to Twitch affiliate, because Twitch affiliate comes with content exclusivity restrictions. I would stay below affiliate and use things like Patreon to fund my endeavors. You know, a lot of people want to get affiliate because they can get subscribers, and guess what? The amount of people who subscribe on Twitch has actually been drastically falling every year over year. Bit revenue has dropped dramatically because people don't buy bits anymore, because people are being encouraged to donate directly to the streamer on PayPal. So why not keep all the money and encourage your viewer base as a non-affiliate to pay you directly on PayPal if they feel so inclined. Or you can go over to the Level Up program at Facebook and get sub revenue there without the exclusivity. Or Trovo has no exclusivity, and anybody can be a partner as long as they hit the metrics. It's basically like Overwatch comp on Trovo. Like if you hit the minimums, you basically have to do placements every month. You know, if you stay at a certain level, you will get paid at a certain level. You can get up to $6,000 a month just on salary on Trovo as long as you hit certain numbers. That doesn't include your subscriptions or the elixirs or the emerald. I think they're emeralds. I'm not sure what their paid currency is over there. I can't remember exactly. But there are many other options to monetize your content creation that are much better than Twitch affiliate, even better than Twitch partner. And me as a Twitch partner, I'm so locked down, it's ridiculous. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about switching, changing, or trying new things, or think about it when you're developing your content strategy, because please develop a content strategy. Don't just shoot from the hip. Unless you're just doing it for fun. I would love to see a world where everyone succeeded at doing what they wanted. But every couple years, there's a wave of people looking for a big shortcut. A couple years ago, it was royal streamers. And now we have a wave of people during the pandemic that are looking to do things and finding new ways to circumvent the system and everything, and they don't know how to do anything else. Believe me when I say Google is your friend. Everything I know about streaming, I've learned from two things since 2014. Experience and Google. But before I got the experience, I had to Google how to try it. And then I tried it, fell on my face, got back up again, and then perfected it. Or not perfected it. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. We miss DJ. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And thank you to our sponsors, Avier Media, Blue Microphone, and of course, the Next Level Network. We'll be back Tuesday next week. And I would seriously like to know, tweet at the Next Level with your opinion on what constitutes content, and do you agree with Martin Scorsese that we need to stop calling every movie content? I'm CupofRobots. You can find me at twitch.tv/CupofRobots every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me on March 8th hosting a Call of Duty Warzone tournament sponsored by Blue Microphone. We're giving away a Yeti X and a Logis Stream Cam to the first place winner of a solo kill race and Warzone duo no fill. Really looking forward to that. You can find that on Twitch Esports, and you can also find it on my channel. And of course, follow the incredibly talented, incredibly bald DJBluePDX at twitch.tv/DJBluePDX. And for those of you listening via your favorite podcast service, I hope my dulcet tones are enough to entertain you through a run, a nap, a gaming session, a yoga, the bank robbery, whatever you're doing. You missed out because I've been a cat this entire time. I love your guys' faces, and I will see you next week. DJ will be back, or he'll be fired. One of those two things will happen. Stay safe, stay warm. Take care of each other. Goodbye.